Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We have a fun-filled video today. I bring you 4 different farmhouse style fall signs and using 4 different techniques, plus we have a giveaway, so stay tuned. All right, let's get started right away. I am using this scrap piece of paneling, and the one side has the paneling kind of textured side, which maybe in the future I'll use for another DIY, but for this DIY, I'm going to use the back side. By looking at it, you might think I'm absolutely insane because it looks so crazy looking, but that's just old glue from the paneling. And it is sanded, it is soft, it's not textured. So I am going to use that side because I'm loving the way it looks, and I am going to dry brush white chalk paint by Rustoleum in the linen white. Basically very little dry brushing. I'm just going to add enough to where I like what I see, and then once it's done, I'm going to give it a light sand. Now that the paint is fully dry, I am going to lightly sand using a 220 grit sandpaper. I basically just want to soften the dry brushing. Alright guys, so I am finishing up with the sanding here. I'm going to dust everything, but I want to tell you about today's sponsor. Today, this video is sponsored by Arteza. They are an American arts and crafts company, and they have absolutely fabulous products. They sent me these among other products, and guess what? You can win one of these acrylic marker sets. They have 40 markers in beautiful colors. Absolutely amazed. I used these in all of my signs today, and they are so easy to work, so soft, and just pigmented perfectly, and you can switch the tip. It's just wonderful. So I am going to have all the instructions in the description box down below. If you'd like to participate, follow those instructions. We will be picking out a winner, and guess what? You can actually possibly win one of these sets. I am so happy that they partner with me, and I'm so thankful to them. So check out the description box for the details on the giveaway. All right, so now I am going to kind of freehand here the words "Hello Fall" on the bottom right of the sign. And basically, I am very nervous. I always get nervous when I have to freehand because I don't want to mess it up after I already painted it. But it is what it is. I have to be brave. All right, so here I am using the pencil, again, just to freehand the word "Hello Fall." And then I'm going to go over it with the white acrylic marker. And you're going to see here how beautifully it actually writes. It's called the titanium white. So you just want to shake, and then you want to press on the tip so the paint comes out. And then that's kind of what I did there, just to try it out or test how much paint was coming out. And look how beautiful it glides. Now the wood, it was with the paint and everything, it was it became kind of textured, so it did absorb a lot of the paint. But I just ended up just tracing over it a couple times, and then it was perfectly fine. Alright, so while the letters dry, I am now going to take this Dollar Tree wooden pumpkin. They have them, I think it's meant for like a little banner, but I got them because they're just so easy to customize. So I'm going to give it one coat of Rustoleum chalk paint in the linen white, and I'm going to let it dry. This is just going to add a little fall detail to the sign. Before I attach the pumpkin, I want to drill 2 holes on the top because that's where I'm going to put the jute twine so that I can hang the sign. To attach the little pumpkin, I'm going to use this tiny little clothespin. Now, it's not going to actually be attached by it. It's just going to be more for looks. I'm actually going to attach the pumpkin with hot glue. But that way, it gives the illusion that it's hanging from the little clothespin. But I just thought it looked really cute. And it also covers that little tiny hole, which I could have covered with some wood filler or putty. But hey, I forgot, and it's okay because the little clothespin looks really cute. We are just about done with this one, guys, and I absolutely love the style of this sign. Alright guys, so on to my second sign here. This was an old piece of scrap wood that I had in the garage. It was a longer piece and I cut it in half. I absolutely love all the texture that already has on it. It has old wood or nail holes, and it has a nail sticking out of it, and all that texture all around the edges. I just thought it looked perfect for a nice farmhouse style sign. So I'm going to dust it off really well, and then I'm going to attach the 2 pieces plank style using 2 pieces of scrap 1x2s, wood glue, and brad nails. If you do not have brad nails, you can certainly use regular wood or hammer and nails, and it should work perfectly fine.
I've been lying here for too long. I don't know what else to do. I wanna get away from every little thing just to try to make it through. I've been thinking about my options, every detail in my head, but it doesn't really matter, nothing matters, so I cry instead. I've been running circles, trying to catch my breath. I've been trying everything I can, but I ain't got nothing left. I've been staring at the ceiling.
And then, of course, once it was nicely attached, I am now going to give it 2 coats of Rustoleum chalk paint in the linen white.
I've been staying up all night. Everything I ever worked for vanished in the blink of an eye. I've been asking every question, 'cause I haven't got a clue what Why's it gotta be me? What the hell am I supposed to do? I've been running circles, trying to catch my breath.
The paint now is fully dry, and can you see the yellowing it got? That's because I actually did not clean the wood. This is what happens. But honestly, I knew it would happen, but I want this to have such a farmhouse old style wood sign that I actually was hoping it got a little bit of stain, and as you can see, I am distressing it pretty heavily, so a lot of that yellowing went away along with the distress. But I really want this to look like it's been out and about, like the wood just got weathered naturally. And that's exactly, I think, what I got. Now, using an electric sander makes things a lot more distressed, which is what I wanted, and makes it a lot easier and faster. But you can certainly distress by hand using sandpaper. I used a 120 grit sandpaper, but you can certainly use that or anything else. It just depends how quickly and how much you want to distress.
I've been trying everything I can, but I ain't got nothing left.
Alright guys, so now it's time to add a stencil. Now this is not an actual stencil, this is just a piece of a sign that I got a while ago. It's probably now about 2 years ago. And I kept it because I just like the way it said and I like the font. I'm going to be using another acrylic marker. This one is the Space Black. And I made the mistake that I was like just trying to stencil on this stencil, which is not a stencil. It's very thick tin material. So the tip of the marker was not reaching the bottom very well. And here I am trying my best, and then it dawned on me, oh my gosh, Lena, you can just switch the tip, which is one of the wonderful features these markers have, is that you can switch the tip and to fit the need that you have. And the set of marker comes with tweezers and replacement tips when you need to replace them. But in this case, I'm just using the tweezer to switch around the tip. You're going to see here in just a second the difference it made. I can't believe I didn't think about it sooner. Look at that. Oh my gosh, so satisfying. It worked like magic and it applied like butter. I really, really loved it. So I basically just stenciled the words first because I thought I wasn't going to add the little two details on the top on the bottom, but then I ended up adding it. So you're going to see that here in a few seconds that I ended up adding them to the sign.
And I know there's so much more to this life, but it's hard to see it clearly. Yeah, I tried my best, but nothing turns out right. God, I need you now so dearly, 'cause I've been running circles, trying to catch my breath. I've been trying everything I can.
Alright guys, so now it's time to add some faux florals. Now, boxwood is not very fall-like, but I wanted to add something that was going to add some fullness to the sign. And I just really wanted to just add that green tone to it. So I'm adding now some fall style foliage, I guess, or florals. And then I'm going to secure it using this pipe clamp that you can get on Amazon. You can get them at the hardware store. You can get them in different sizes. This is the 1/2 inch, which to me, it has worked to create handles on trays. I've used them all the time, but in this case, I'm going to use it to clamp down the florals. Now, they're not completely tightened, which is okay because then I can change the florals as I want. So it worked out really well, and I'm just going to secure it with small screws.
But I ain't got nothing left.
And we are just about done with this one, guys. Look how stinking cute farmhouse style sign this is. I absolutely love it.
I've been running circles, trying to catch my breath. I've been trying everything I can. I ain't got nothing left. Nothing left.
Hey guys, I want to quickly remind you about my new channel, Beauty on Purpose at Home, where it's all about home inspiration, hauls, vlog style videos. Check it out. Visit my channel. I have the link down below in the description box. All right, guys, so let's get on to sign number 3. This one is made out of foam board from the Dollar Tree. I wanted to use different techniques. I wanted to use, like, we first used the scrap paneling with the dry brush technique. Then we used the scrap wood plank style technique with the one we just saw. Very distressed using sandpaper and the sander. And now we're using foam board from the Dollar Tree. And really, you can do any size. Now, for purposes of this video, I did 10 inches. You can use 12, 10, 9, it doesn't matter. It just depends how big you want the sign. So I marked 10 inches and then I drew a line, and now I'm just cutting it. I'm not cutting all the way through, just halfway through the board, and then I'm going to snap it, as you can see there, and then I'm going to flip it, and I'm just going to cut the other side using the blade knife. And that's just because it was a very long piece of foam board. So, and then after that, I just started cutting just to the part where I wanted it to see. So like I said, this is very customizable and you can do whatever you want. What I'm looking for here, I want 4 pieces of 3-inch by 10-inch foam board.
Now that I'm looking back, I can see all the signs I tried to fill in the cracks that were spread in my mind, but I was all out of hope, lost in an endless maze. The emptiness had unfolded just like a void.
Alright guys, so now I have those 4 pieces. They're 3 inches wide and they are 10 inches long. Now, this cutting mat was also sent to me by Arteza. I had yet to get one, and when they sent it to me, I was so excited. It is a self-leveling cutting mat. And let me tell you, I was so nervous to cut on it because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like, can I cut on this thing? But yes, that's what it's called, a cutting mat, and absolutely love it. And I'm so happy I got it. So check out, again, the link down below for any of these supplies that you see from Arteza. All right, so here's what I'm doing with this. I am now going to randomly make different cuts on these strips of foam board. I want this to have a palette style, let's see, kind of like planked style, palette style sign. And if you have seen like old palettes, they are randomly cut. They have pieces in the corners missing, and you'll see what I'm talking about as I put things together. So I'm just going to make some random cuts in different angles, different sizes on each strip. All right, so now that I have the cuts made, I'm just going to kind of put them together until I see that I like what I see. And then I'm going to flip them over, not turning over, because then they're going to sit, it's going to switch the alignment or how I have them lined up. So I'm going to flip them over, and now I'm going to use a scrap piece of the foam board, and I'm going to hot glue it in the back, and that'll secure all the pieces together. I am going to give everything one coat of the Rustoleum chalk paint in the London white, and this is just so that they have that crisp white look, and then also to give it that matte look that I want. Alright guys, so now it's time to add some distress to it. Again, I want this to have a farmhouse look, so I'm going to use Waverly Antiquing Wax and my stippling brush or stenciling brush. And I'm just going to start highlighting or antiquing those edges. Everywhere where there's a cut, an edge, seam, anywhere, I'm going to add a little bit of the antiquing wax. And then I'm also going to dry brush a little bit of distress all over the planks. Alright, so now everything is put together and dry. I am going to start adding the details. I'm going to add this galvanized thankful word on the bottom right of the sign. I'm just going to hot glue it. This is from the Dollar Tree. And now I'm going to add some of these tiny yellow sunflowers from the Dollar Tree. They're super cute. I got them in 2 different sizes. And I'm just going to randomly put them where I think they're going to look nice. I'm going to hot glue them to the planks.
Look out, here she comes. The woman that I love.
Alright guys, so now I'm going to add some stems to these little flowers using the acrylic marker from Arteza in the forest green. And then there's no right or wrong way. I'm just adding stems from the flower all the way to the bottom. And then I wanted to add a little bit of dimension, so I added right on top of it, but you can still see some of the green. I added some of the Van Dyke brown acrylic marker, and again, this is just to add a little bit of dimension, but at the same time just add some like color and darken up that stem. And then once I was done with that, it was time to add a little bit of the Farmhouse kind of like fall little stems. I don't know what these are called, but I'm just gonna hot glue them where I see fit.
It's too bad she'll never know. Yeah, I can't tell her how I feel, because she has someone who makes her happy. I'm a ghost in these walls, or at least I try to be. 'Cause I hope that I'm not showing how I feel for her, but she won't feel the same for me. I've got this picture in my mind.
To finish off this little floral area, I'm just going to freehand here a very simple jute twine bow, and I'm going to hot glue it to the center kind of bottom of the little area there with the flowers.
It's just the two of us, just the two of us. But I know I have to try to let her go, because she won't be mine. I listen when she talks, I watch her when she walks. She's giving me these feelings that I've never felt before, but she will never know.
Alright, so to finish things off, I'm just going to add jute twine to the top, and I'm just looking here for kind of like the center and see how long I want this. And I'm just going to knot it on the end and then hot glue it in the back to secure it, and we'll be done with this one.
I love her so well. She's with somebody else, and I will have to let her go. She will never know none.
And here it is, guys. Look how beautiful this looks. Can you believe this is foam board? Even in person, it just looks so authentic, and I really love the style, and you really can customize it. You can make it even longer and make a very long sign. I just really love the way this looked.
Never know none. She will never know none. Never know none. She'll never know. It's like she stole my heart without knowing she did.
All right, guys, so we are on to our final sign here and our final technique. So I am going to use a Dollar Tree fall sign that is already done and finished, and you can certainly use it with these colors and this style. But if this is not the style or the colors you're using, you can certainly customize it as I am doing today. I removed the jute twine from the top, and now I'm going to give it 2 coats of the Rustoleum Chalked paint and the linen white.
But I guess that it will pass. Yeah, I can't be the only one who got lost inside the blue of those eyes.
Once the 2 coats were fully dry, I am now going to paint the ribbon in the middle, which was a kind of like it was lifted. As you can see, it was an attachment on the sign. And I'm going to use here Behr chalk paint in the Pale Sepia. And this is a beautiful beige tone, but it has like a gray undertone, and I really love it. I've used it on several projects, including furniture, and it's beautiful. Anyways, I'm just going to do 1 coat on the ribbon and then let it dry.
I've gotta let her go. I know it won't be easy. I wanna hold her close, but I have to try as hard as I can. 'Cause she'll never be mine. I listen when she talks, I watch her when she walks. She's giving me these feelings that
Alright guys, so it's time to distress to give it that farmhouse style that I am looking. I am going to use the Waverly antiquing wax again, with the stenciling brush, and I'm just going to focus on the edges as well as anything that is white. I'm just going to add again that distress look, dry brushing it to give it that farmhouse look.
never felt before. She will never know that I love her so well. She's with somebody else, and I will have to let her go. She will never know, never know, she will never know, never know, she will never know, never know, she will never know, she'll never know.
Alright, so now I am going to use acrylic marker from Arteza in the Van Dyke Brown again, and I'm going to use it to add some details to the entire edge of the sign. And I'm going to do that just to add again a detail, and it just adds a little bit of a kind of like a stitched look, and I just thought it looks super cute. And I'm also going to outline the edge of the ribbon to add some dimension to it.
Don't need someone to save me, no, and don't come running to blame me. From miles away I can tell that something's off. The way you look and how you pause when you talk, I think I said enough. You said your love for me something brand new. You said this is something you would never do. Here we are in your car, let me see who you are, who you really are, yeah. Don't need you here to say you're sorry, 'cause if be gentle. No, I just gotta know if you're gonna leave me, then just do it.
I am now going to add a galvanized welcome word to the ribbon portion, and I'm just going to hot glue it to secure it.
Let's be honest for a second.
All right, so I'm going to take another one of those little wooden pumpkins from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to again give it one coat of the Rustoleum chalk paint in the linen white.
Yeah, you're being over your head, babe. 'Cause there is no one other than me that can make you feel the way you feel when I hold you.
Once again, I'm going to use the Arteza acrylic marker in the Van Dyke Brown, and I am going to just give it some details. I'm going to fill in the stem of the pumpkin. I'm going to outline all the edge of the pumpkin, as well as add some details to the middle of the pumpkin to give it more of a, I guess, detailed pumpkin look.
Said enough. You said you love for me something brand new. You said this is something you would never do. Here we are in a car. Let me see who you are, who you really are. Yeah, don't need you here to say you're sorry. 'Cause if you're gonna leave me, then just do it. Don't take it slow, don't be.
All right, now I am going to secure the little pumpkin to the center bottom of the sign. And now I am going to take these yellow farmhouse style fall-like florals. That is another long title. Just removing some of the tiny little stems, and I'm just going to hot glue them there to the left side of the pumpkin. And basically this will finish it off. I did add jute twine to the top, basically just to hang it, but we will be done. And look how cute this looks. I mean, think about where it started, and if you like that style, absolutely, it was beautiful. But if it's not your style, you can customize it to whatever you want. Guys, as we are finishing off here with a ribbon from the Dollar Tree, just going to make a little simple bow and hot glue it to the bottom of the florals. I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget that if you want to qualify to be able to win one of those 40 set acrylic markers from Arteza, check out the description box. The instructions are there, and make sure you follow them so that you can qualify for it. If you are visiting for the first time, I want to thank you for watching and visiting. I hope you consider subscribing and staying a while. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back, and I hope you guys learned something. Let me know too, what technique of these 4 techniques do you think you'll want to try, or do you think you want to maybe give it another try if you already tried it? Guys, I want to also thank Arteza for sponsoring this video. These markers are amazing. The cutting mat is amazing. They have such amazing products. I'm so blessed that they want to partner up with me and sponsor this video. Guys, thank you so much again for watching, and I hope you have a blessed day.